All right, boys and girls, today I'm going to read a book to you that is called This Little Artist. I picked it because not only do I love this artist right here, who we will learn about, but also because there are some artists in here that you have probably heard of. Let's begin. Painting, shaping, making art with creative joy, hands, and heart. Little artists have great big imaginations. And we will talk about all of the artists in this book on these pages. This little artist had Italy impressed. An architect, painter, and poet, he liked making sculptures best. Who is it, you may ask? This is Michelangelo. Michelangelo is famous for painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel and for his David and Pietà sculptures. I'm taking my glasses off because there's a glare in my glasses and it's hard to see. But this is Michelangelo. All right, let's go on. Mary Cassatt. This little artist chose to portray moms and their kids at home and at play. Mary Cassatt painted tender, loving moments within the everyday lives of women and children, which was an unusual subject when she lived in the 1800s. Vincent van Gogh. This little artist painted pictures of his face, a starry, starry night, and sunflowers in a vase. Vincent van Gogh applied thick paint with wild brushstrokes to show his feelings. Starry Night, by the way, boys and girls, if you want to look it up, it is a gorgeous painting. I remember doing an example of it when I was in elementary school. This is an example of Vincent's paintings. Pablo Picasso. This little artist made blue art for a while. It was called his blue period. He switched to rosy colors and then painted Cubist style. Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque began the Cubism art movement, which showed objects broken into angled shapes. Just like this. Who's next? Georgia O'Keeffe. This little artist painted very large flowers, animal skulls, and skyscraping towers. It says on this page, Georgia O'Keeffe sat in her car or camped in a tent to keep away from bugs and the hot sun while she painted nature in New Mexico. New Mexico is a very hot state, boys and girls. It's like the desert. And she started painting before there was air conditioning, so more power to her. Alexander Calder. This little artist built a toy circus from springs, cranks, balloons, buttons, and other small things. Alexander Calder made hanging metal and wire sculptures that are called mobiles or kinetic art because they can move. Just like the mobiles that sometimes hang above babies' cribs. It's kind of like what he did, except his didn't make music. Salvador Dali. This little artist liked attention and fun. His melting clocks and wild mustache startled everyone. The melting clocks refers to a painting of his called The Persistence of Memory. It looks like everything is melting. And I'm about to show you a picture of him. Yes, the mustache that you see, he had one just like it. Salvador Dali was a surrealist. Objects in his art often look strange or melted. So yes, that's about what his mustache looked like, boys and girls. He was a little bit touched. And that egg, there's a video of him. That's the egg, the reason why that's there. There's a video of him hatching from the egg. It's very interesting. Ooh, we're at my favorite artist now. Frida Kahlo. This little artist painted her life story with symbols of Mexico to celebrate its glory. Frida Kahlo was often ill in bed, where she would paint with special easel. She made 55 pictures of herself, which are called self-portraits. She actually got into an accident when she was 18 in a bus, and it crushed her legs, so that's why she's in the wheelchair right here, because she never fully learned to walk again. Andy Warhol. This little artist used objects like soup cans to make pop art paintings that delighted his fans. Andy Warhol began as a shy advertising artist, but then he became a superstar with many famous friends. And yes, his hair actually looked like this. One of his most famous works, the reason I said like soup cans, one of his most famous works is actually paintings of Campbell's soup tomato cans. Campbell tomato soup cans. Look it up. Jean-Michel Basquiat. This is one of my art professor in college. This is her favorite artist. This little artist was a great poet, too. He mixed words with doodles and painted and drew. Jean-Michel Basquiat used ideas from pop culture, which is just regular culture around you, street life, how people lived around him, his Haitian, which means he was from Haiti, and Puerto Rican, so his father or mother was from Haiti, and the other one was from Puerto Rico. This is an example of some of Jean-Michel Basquiat's work. Crayons, paper, paint, or clay. What will you use to make today? Look at all of the artists here. I'm actually going to read just the names of all of them. And if you want to research them, you are more than welcome to do that. So, Leonardo da Vinci, Edgar Degas. I'm actually going to mention him real quick. Edgar Degas is famous for painting ballet dancers. In fact, he actually sculpted ballet dancers too, and it's really pretty. All right. Auguste Rodin, Louise Bourgeois. I've actually never heard of her. Good to know. Monier Charodi Farman. Oh, I've heard of her. Okay. I was thinking I hadn't heard of her for a second. Yayo Kasuama. She dreamed about polka dots and decided to cover her art and herself with them. I've heard of her. El Antusi. Nope, I've never heard of him, but he sounds really interesting, boys and girls. Barbara Kruger. Yes. Keith Haring. Very famous. Let me go over to this page. Claude Monet. Henri Matisse. Janet Sobel. Faith Ringgold. Christo and Jean-Claude. I've heard of them. It says they were environmental artists who wrapped entire buildings with cloth. Imagine that. Dale Chihuly, Zhang Mai Wu, and Lou Bolin. And then there is a spot for you. All these people, all these artists. Notice they all don't look alike. That's pretty cool. So, I hope you enjoyed learning about the different little artists in the book. Like I said, my favorite, Frida Kahlo. My girl Frida. And then Jean-Michel Basquiat, who is a favorite of my art professor in college. She adored him. I hope you enjoyed learning about all these different artists. If you want to go research them, you are welcome to do so. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed it.